This morning, keeping you connected. John Clark and Barbara Gibbs. Plus, weather and traffic together with meteorologist Don Schwinneker and Amber Rapinta. ABC 11 Eyewitness News at 6 continues right now.
We're tracking multiple breaking stories this morning, including Chopper 11 live over fire crews battling a blaze at a Raleigh building.
And breaking news in the Bull City. A vehicle slams into a downtown Durham business overnight. You see what happened there. The latest on the driver's condition, plus if the investigation will affect your morning commute.
And picking a new pope, cardinals from around the world gathering in Rome for the conclave while thousands of Catholics head to their churches to pray. Good morning, Carolina. Welcome on this Monday. It is March the 4th, 28 degrees now at 6:30. I'm Barbara Gibbs.
I'm Amber Rapinta. John Clark is off 28 degrees. It is a chilly start to the day, and we'll have much more on those stories and the breaking news coming right up.
All right, let's talk to big weather in the First Alert Storm Center. Good morning.
Good morning to you both. As you head out and about this morning, we've got temperatures across the region now in the 20s in many locations, so be ready for that on your way out the door. Live look at our First Alert Doppler XP, most powerful radar in the Carolinas, dry this morning. It stays that way as we head through the day. Let's take a look at RDU. Temperature right now running at 28, 47% humidity, northwest wind at 7 miles per hour. We'll talk more about the sunshine moving in today. It's going to stay on the cool side. Plus, we've got rain and possibly some snowflakes flying for the midweek. That's in your 7-day forecast in 15 minutes. We'll check the day ahead coming up next. Amber, Barbara.
All right, Don, thank you. Breaking news in Raleigh. Firefighters on the scene of a building fire on Old Pool Road. Firefighters were called out around 4:30 this morning near the intersection of Wilford Park Drive. Anthony Wilson is live there now with the details. Anthony, it looks like the fire's out, is it?
Yeah, not many firefighters left here now. I'll step aside and you can get a look at what's going on here at the corner of Wilford Park Drive and Old Pool Road. Over there you see the smoking remains of what we're told was an abandoned building, some sort of a store, possibly a furniture or variety store. But compare this to what we got when our cameras got here moments after the fire actually apparently was called in. Look at all those flames. It looked pretty hot. It looked pretty scary, as a matter of fact, and you would think if anyone were around here, they might have been hurt, but apparently there was no one in the building, at least that's what we've been told so far. There was one injury, though. One firefighter apparently stepped in a hole while trying to battle this blaze. That firefighter's injury is not considered serious. Back live now, we are on Old Pool Road, and as they begin to move the fire trucks out on one end of Old Pool Road, the police have opened it up, but a couple of people have come through here and then seen the flashing red lights, so clearly you can't get through this portion of Old Pool Road and Williford Drive. In the event that this should change between now and the end of our newscast, of course, we'll let you know. In fact, here comes somebody right here. Turn over there, Jeff. One more person who's coming down the street saying what's going on and being forced to turn around. So we'll let you know if things change here, Amber and Barbara.
Yeah, definitely need a little extra time if you're passing through Old Pool Road near Williford Park Drive. Anthony Wilson reporting live on that breaking news. And now to breaking news in Durham. A vehicle slams into a downtown Durham business. We have some pictures here. This happened early this morning. The driver of that car now in the hospital, we're told, with serious injuries. Police tell us this happened around 1:45 this morning. And then our cameras were rolling in the 3400 block of West Main Street as crews tried to clean up the intersection there. The victim's name hasn't been released. It's unclear why that SUV ran off the road, and we are working to learn more about any road closures that may affect your drive around Durham this morning. Stay with Eyewitness News for the late breaking details.
Also breaking news this morning overnight, violence erupting in Kenya as citizens begin casting votes in a nationwide election. This is the first presidential election since 2007 when disputed results turned into a tribal war. More than 1,000 people died and hundreds of thousands were displaced. Many still have not returned home. Kenya's leaders have been working for months to reduce election-related tensions. Police say criminals have been planning to dress in police uniforms and disrupt voting in some locations.
Cardinals from around the world descending on Rome to discuss some of the major issues facing the Catholic Church, including choosing a new pope following Benedict's resignation last week. The first pre-conclave meeting was headed up this morning by the Dean of the College of Cardinals. He said the start of the conclave won't be set until all the cardinals are in Rome. Meanwhile, here in the Triangle, Bishop Burbidge holding a special mass at Sacred Heart Cathedral in Raleigh to pray for the election of the new pope.
Well, the first of 5 segments of the new Triangle Expressway will be closed overnight for maintenance. The DOT says the closures are so that they can clean the toll cameras, which will continue to give them a better view of your license plate when it comes time to pay up. Each location will be addressed on different nights, and there's some good news for some. The DOT is doing the maintenance overnight, starting at 9 and ending at 6 in the morning. The first closure is tonight at the 64 ramp to 5 I-40 north.
DOT crews beginning to tear down a bridge in Cumberland County, causing detours for up to a year. Happening tomorrow, the Department of Transportation will begin taking down the bridge on Strickland Bridge Road in Cumberland County. This is the bridge on Strickland Bridge Road between Dundle Road and Fisher Road. They say the bridge will be closed to traffic for a year and detour signs will be posted.
Raleigh's mayor giving her first State of the City address. Mayor Nancy McFarland is giving her annual update on progress in the capital city from the Raleigh Convention Center. The doors open at 11:30, but she won't be speaking until 12:20. Admission is free unless you'd like to eat lunch there. ABC 11 also providing a live stream of Mayor McFarland's State of the City address on abc11.com.
A fire in Wake County under investigation this morning. Neighbors sent us these pictures of crews out on Old Creedmoor Road yesterday afternoon. It happened at a home near the intersection of Boyce Mill Road. Authorities told eyewitnesses on the scene that everyone did get out okay, but they were investigating what first sparked that fire.
6:35 now, 28 degrees. Time for weather and traffic together. Don, good morning.
And good morning to you, ladies. As you head out the door this morning, be ready for a chilly morning. Temperatures in the 20s. So look at the bus stop forecast as the kids head to the bus this morning. They're going to need the big coats, the hats, the gloves. Cold but sunny. Temperatures in the 20s by 9 o'clock, still holding on to the 30s. Current numbers from across the region: 28 now downtown Raleigh and Chapel Hill, 30 in Durham, 27 in Wake Forest and Knightdale, 29 in Apex and Fuquay Varina, 23 Roxborough, 29 Roanoke Rapids, 26 Oxford, 28 Sanford, Smithfield and Goldsboro, and Southern Pines checks in at 25. We look at the day ahead. We're starting off with clear skies and 27. By lunchtime, we're up to 45 degrees, sunny but cold. Then as we go through the late day, 51 degrees and mostly sunny skies. And we'll talk more about the sunshine headed in your 7-day forecast and some rain headed in too, maybe a few snowflakes as well. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Time for weather and traffic together. For that, we'll go back to Amber.
And we do have an accident to watch for in North Raleigh, West Millbrook Road at Six Forks Road, and also a delay starting to form here, 40 westbound at the US 70 Clayton Bypass. Johnston County commuters should start to plan for that delay there. And don't forget that fire Anthony Wilson is reporting live on in Raleigh. Old Pool Road at Williford Park Drive is where the closure is due to the fire. Everything else moving along here at 540 at Six Forks right on time on this Monday morning.
It is 28 degrees now at 6:37. A major medical announcement: a child cured of HIV.
How doctors believe it happened and what it means for the future of curing HIV in others.
Plus, the dictator of North Korea playing a game of telephone with President Obama. The message Kim Jong-un sent back with Dennis Rodman.
ABC 11 Eyewitness News at 6 continues right now.
And the time now 6:39. It is 28 degrees. Bundle up. Another blast of winter weather moving across North Dakota and toward Minnesota and Iowa this morning. A winter storm warning was issued through Tuesday for that area. North Dakota could see 8 to 12 inches of snow. 8 to 12. Similar totals expected in southeastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. This storm serving as a good reminder about being prepared for severe weather. It is Severe Weather Awareness Week in North Carolina. Each day has a different topic to help you keep safe when severe weather hits. You can find more information on abc11.com. You can also sign up for safety net alerts to get warnings sent to your phone.
Well, we should learn more today about the child cured of HIV. A child from Mississippi born to an HIV-positive mother was on antiretroviral drugs for about 15 months. Well, now, 2.5 years old, scientists say the toddler has been off medication for about a year with no signs of infection. Doctors say today's announcement offers promising clues to eliminating HIV infection in children.
This has very important implications for pediatric HIV infection and the ability to achieve cure. So we think we should be able to replicate this.
The Foundation for AIDS Research will present its findings today. There's no guarantee that the child will remain healthy. If so, though, it would mark the world's second reported cure. An adult man was cured as a result of a 2007 bone marrow transplant.
An extra reminder this morning to be vigilant about hand washing right now. WakeMed releasing a statement saying the neurovirus is running rampant. Hospital officials suggest washing your hands thoroughly with warm water and soap, and to be extra careful around people with the virus because it is spread through person-to-person contact.
It is now 6:41, 28 degrees. Senators threatening to hold another confirmation hearing hostage until they get answers about the terrorist attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi.
Whose confirmation is now in jeopardy, and what senators say they are hell-bent on getting answers about the September 11th attack.
Plus, we continue to follow that breaking news out of Raleigh. A building goes up in flames overnight. A live report coming up.
And good morning. As you head out the door this morning, we've got temperatures across the region in the 20s in many locations. We're only going to 50 today, but we do warm it up over the next 7. We'll cover that coming up. As we hit a break, we check on your First Alert Doppler Network radar scanning the skies dry this morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Eyewitness News following all the big stories this morning, including now breaking news out of Raleigh. Our cameras rolling as fire crews battled flames at a building on Old Pool Road. Anthony Wilson has the late breaking details. Anthony?
Yeah, it was a hot one earlier today, Amber and Barbara, but check it out. Right now, we've just got the smoldering building. Most of the fire trucks you saw here earlier when we brought you our initial live reports have left. We have at least 3 here, apparently sticking around for hot spots. And I'm seeing now that the one remaining police car that was here that was keeping Old Pool Road closed, that also appears to be leaving. Earlier, we saw some people trying to get through here, and they couldn't because it was still fire activity here. But at this point, again, we still see the flashing blue lights, but it appears that Old Pool Road is open. This fire is still under investigation. We'll let you know if they find out what happened. And one more thing, there was one firefighter injured but not burned, stepped into a hole and injured a leg. Barbara and Amber.
All right, Anthony Wilson reporting live on that breaking news on Old Pool Road in Raleigh all morning. And more breaking news out of Durham overnight. A vehicle slamming into a downtown Durham business early this morning. That driver now in the hospital with serious injuries. Police tell us this happened around 1:45 this morning in the 3400 block of West Main Street. You can see what was left behind there. The victim's name hasn't been released.
Cardinals from around the world gathering in Rome today in preparation of picking a new pope. Authorities say the date for the actual conclave won't be set until after all the Cardinals are in Rome. In the meantime, Catholics are gathering at Sacred Heart Cathedral in Raleigh to pray for those who are choosing the next pope at a special mass set for 12:10 today.
A big speech today for Raleigh Mayor Nancy McFarland. She will outline progress in the capital city as part of her State of the City address today. That event at the Raleigh Convention Center is open to the public. It begins at 12:20, but if you can't be there in person, we will be live streaming the address on abc11.com.
Officials at UNC Chapel Hill are expecting to find out soon what's making students sick on campus. Test results are expected from the state lab today on the possibility of norovirus at the school. More than 60 people have been to the school's health center complaining of nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea.
2 suspects wanted in connection with a bank robbery in Fuquay Arena are due in court today. Officers arrested Brandon Williams and Bryce Bonilla at a hotel in Garner over the weekend. Police say the men robbed the state employees credit union on Old Honeycutt Road last week.
Another big showdown in the Wake County turf war over school construction. The Wake County School Board's making its case to state lawmakers today that they should be in charge of new school buildings and construction. Last week, county commissioners argued that they're the ones putting money for school construction up for a bond vote so that they should make the big decisions.
A bill that Democrats call a Republican power grab goes back to the House today. Senate Bill 10 would basically get rid of members of the following commissions: Utilities, State Industrial, Coastal Resources, and the Lottery. Supporters say this would give Governor Pat McCrory the ability to choose who sits on these commissions and could ultimately make the state more efficient. Meantime, many people will be watching the stock market very closely today. Markets opening for the first time since the forced spending cuts went into place. Stocks closed the week modestly higher following a report that manufacturing activity picked up in February, and the Dow closed above the 14,000 mark.
A big meeting for Secretary of State John Kerry today. He's in Saudi Arabia to attend meetings on the crisis in Syria. Kerry is meeting with the foreign ministers of Kuwait, Bahrain, and Oman, as well as the Saudi Crown Prince and foreign minister. They're also expected to discuss fears about Iran's nuclear program. And former NBA star Dennis Rodman says North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un wants President Obama to give him a call. Rodman telling George Stephanopoulos that the dictator wants to avoid war. Rodman is the first American to ever meet with a dictator and sat courtside with the leader during a made-for-TV basketball game.
Republican senators say they want more answers about the deadly attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi before they confirm the president's choice for CIA director. Senators Lindsey Graham and John McCain appeared on Face the Nation yesterday saying they are willing to oppose John Brennan's confirmation to get their answers. A vote is scheduled for Tuesday.
Queen Elizabeth is resting in a London hospital this morning, recovering from a case of the stomach flu. The monarch probably won't leave the hospital for at least a couple of days. She canceled a planned visit to Wales over the weekend. It is still not clear if she will be well enough to meet with Italy's president later on this week.
And a big day for the ladies of The View. Barbara Walters back at the table today. She has been out since January 22nd when she fainted at a party and hit her head. Doctors later diagnosed Barbara Walters with chicken pox.
Glad to see she's back and better and feeling good. She was out for a good little while.
Yeah.
Good to see that.
Yeah.
Today, we're starting something new. It's Severe Weather Awareness Week, and we're going to have tips on our website all throughout the week in support of that. But right now, if you go to the abc11.com and you click on the 7-day, every day I do a weather blog on there, and I talk about kind of what's going on in the weather. Well, hidden somewhere in that weather blog is a secret word. Then you got to take the secret word and you go to our Facebook page, and there's a thing you can enter it on, and we're giving away some prizes throughout the week. So, secret word on the 7-day right now on abc11.com. Take the secret word to the Facebook page and enter it for your chance to win.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about what we're seeing as you head out the door this morning. Live look on First Alert Doppler XP, the most powerful radar in the Carolinas right now. It is dry. It's going to stay that way throughout the day. We tour our First Alert weather stations this morning. 28 right now, 49% humidity, north wind 6 miles per hour. From there to a live look this morning into Durham, 27, 48% humidity, west wind at 6. We say good morning as we look in the North Hills. Some sunlight showing up there. 28 right now, 47% humidity, west wind at 6 miles an hour. And oh, that's a pretty shot. The sun right in the middle of our picture. 30 degrees right now in Fayetteville. The sun just coming up. 51% humidity, west wind at 3. Officially, we're 27 now. Dew point at 12, 53% humidity, northwest wind 3 miles an hour. Sunset happens tonight at 6:13. Numbers from across the region. 27 in Hillsborough, 25 Roxborough right now, 30 in Roanoke Rapids, 30 in Raleigh, 27 Pinehurst, Sanford 29, 31 Cary, 28 in Fayetteville, and 29 in Clayton. Satellite radar composite. We're clear, we're dry, we stay that way as we head through the day. So let's take a look at your AccuWeather Predictor forecast model, and as we put it into motion, you'll see that today things stay nice and dry. We're clear this evening. As we go through the night tonight, the clouds build in. I think we will see some rain showers in here starting at 3, 4, 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. It stays an all-rain event through the overnight. By Wednesday morning at 6, we're still wet. It's still rain. Now, notice by Wednesday night, that's when we see the potential for some snowflakes. I think the best chance for snow is going to be north of us. Maybe up in the southern counties of Virginia and also up into our northern counties. They pick up an inch or 2. This would be Wednesday evening as it changes over. Here's our AccuWeather Predictor snowfall forecast, and you'll see, look at this. It's even modified further to the north over the past couple of hours with just an inch or so possible, less than an inch. I think the bullseye is really west of D.C. through the mountains of Virginia, western Maryland, Hagerstown, those areas. They will see up to 2 feet of snow possibly. D.C. could pick up close to a foot of snow. So that is going to be a travel trouble spot for you on Wednesday. For today, 51 Raleigh and Cary, 51 in Holly Springs, 50 in Wake Forest. You'll top 48 in Roxborough and Henderson today, 52 in Wilson, 50 in Durham, south and west into the Sandhills, 54 Fayetteville, 52 in Sanford. Tonight, temperatures down into the 30s for overnight lows, 30 in Raleigh, 33 in Fayetteville. ABC 11 AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Today, 51, tomorrow 56. Rain developing tomorrow. It stays rain tomorrow night into Wednesday. Wednesday, it ends as a few snowflakes. Thursday, it melts off, 50. By Friday, 55. We focus on the weekend, 60 on Saturday. Sunday, 65 degrees with lots of sunshine for the weekend. Instead of the big weather pick of the day, I want to remind you that Safety Net is available for you. If you log on to abc11.com, you can sign up to have warnings texted straight to your cell phone, and it's free. Some other places charge for it, not here. It's free from abc11.com. Just log on, and as warnings are issued from the National Weather Service, they go right to your phone.
All right.
All right.
Thank you much.
Sure.
And we have a warning for you in First Alert traffic. They were flushing some fire hydrants yesterday, and it left behind some ice here. This is Coal Mill Road near Umstead Road. A firefighter traveling through, or excuse me, a police officer traveling through there actually had an accident. We are told no injuries, but it is obviously an icy situation. Again, northwest Durham, Umstead Road near Coal Mill Road, and it is a long stretch of the roadway there. So as it warms up, it should thaw out, but it is a slippery scene there, and they are working on that. So we'll keep a close eye on that for you this morning. Also keeping a close eye on a normal delay here, 40 westbound at the US 70 Clayton bypass. Watch for an accident in Raleigh as well. It's North Rogers and Pinion Way.
Getting busy.
It is. It's 6:53. A Florida man dies swallowed by a sinkhole as he slept in his bed.
Why authorities won't be able to get the man out of the home as they demolish it today. 6:56 now, 27 degrees. Coming up on Good Morning America, Florida crews tearing down a house where a man was swallowed by a sinkhole as he slept in his bed. The owner is presumed dead after his bedroom, along with a portion of the house, collapsed into a 60-foot hole. Authorities say they aren't able to get the victim out of that home. Well, the first woman competes at an NFL regional scouting combine. GMA takes a look at how she did, and just to let you know, it wasn't all that great. And a California nurse refuses to give an elderly woman CPR. Why, she says she could not help, and actually no charges are going to be filed.
And I want to say a shout out this morning to these little guys at Cary Elementary School. I went there on Friday and it was a fun visit. This is my school cam.
Oh.
Friday kicked off Read Across America Day, usually held on the birthday of Dr. Seuss, which was March 2nd, Saturday. So did this Friday. I went and I read, and to think I saw it on Mulberry Street, to Miss Miller's class, and then I also read to Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Wilson's class. Thank you so much for having me. Great students. They all got their certificates too for reading over or at least 180 minutes. Keep reading, guys. Keep up the good work. It was a lot of fun.
Cute hats.
Cold today, too. Watch temps in the 50s only.
All right. Good Morning America is next.
Hope you have a great Monday. We'll see you for a check-in at about 7:26.